Hello and welcome to Monday, September 12th, 2016. Go ahead and get out your math vocabulary notebooks because we are going to be adding to those today and picking up right where we left off. If you need to turn to a clean page, please do so. Your first word today is convert, which we are going to be working on this week. It means to change. So if you're converting 1 yard into feet, it's going to be 3 feet. And if you're converting 60 minutes to an hour, it's going to be 1 hour. So 1 hour is 60 minutes, 3 feet equals 1 yard. So we're going to be doing a lot of converting this week. So go ahead and that's your first one. Also remember you can pause this video as you're listening to it if you just need to write this down and I go too quickly. So you can pause the video and then restart it. All right, the next one is percent, which means part per 100. The symbol is this right here, the two circles with a slash between them. And the example is 25% means 25 per 100. So if you have 25% of the box is green, that means 25 items in the box are green out of 100. Distributive property means multiplying a number to a group of numbers. So if we are going to be using the distributive property of multiplication, so that just means that the number on the outside goes into both of the numbers on the inside, so you multiply them. So when you multiply 5 on the outside by x, you get 5x. When you multiply 5 times 6 on the inside, you get 30. So that's how they get this answer down here. So we are going to be using distributive property this week as well. Commutative property means to swap numbers around to get the same answer. So it doesn't matter if we do 6 plus 3 or 6 times 3, we still get the same answer. Same with 3 plus 6. If we do 3 times 6, we still get the same answer. So that is commutative property. Associative property means to group numbers to get the same answer. So if we have 6 plus 3 plus 4 and we group the ones in 6 plus 3, we group them in the parentheses. But then in the other equation, we group 3 and 4, we are still going to get the same answer. We're just grouping them differently. So that's the associative property, when you group them and combine them differently to get the same answer. Identity property means the number stays the same. So identity is really easy to pick apart from all the other properties because you're just going to be multiplying by 1. It's just going to stay the same, the answer. So if we do 8 times 1, it's going to give us 8. If we do 1 times 8, it's going to give us 8. So the identity property is anything times itself into 1. So it means the number is going to stay the same. The zero property means that the answer will always be 0. This one is really easy to pick apart too because you're always going to see the 0. So if you do a times 0, it's going to give you 0. If you do 16 times 0, it's going to give you 0. So if it's any number times 0, you know that it's the 0 property because your answer will always be 0. An integer means a number with no fractional part. A lot of you have come up to me and say that I don't know what this means, and this means that it's just a number. So if you're counting like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's just that number. That's what integer means. 0 is also an integer. And any of the negative of the numbers counting, so if we have -1, -2, -3, those are integers as well. We can write them all down like this. So you have -3, -2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So they have all the examples of integers. So they're basically numbers, and they can be negative or they can just be regular and positive. But that is an integer. So if you get to a word problem and it's like put an integer on the number line, you know that it's just a number, whether it's negative or positive. And then that is all I have for you today for the math vocabulary. So go ahead and you can stop this video as long as you wrote them all down in your notebooks. Please make sure you are writing them down in your notebooks because we will be using them and you will be seeing those on tests, and it will also help you on tests to pick apart what the problem is asking you to do. So go ahead and go to the next video.